Hello again, class. In this video demonstration, we are going to put together some of the tools that we just gone over using different shapes, using the Shape Blender tool to be able to create a more complex object. For example, what I have right here is a peace sign. That's something that we could definitely use a lot of today. And what I want to show you is how we could go about making our own peace sign. So if we look at this right here, this is a shape that I've just created, and it's all one shape. If I go into my layers, you can see how this is now just one shape. I want to show you how I went about creating this shape. I'm just going to move this off to the side. And you know what? Here, let me go ahead and create a new layer. Make sure that layer 2 is highlighted. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off with my Ellipse tool. And I want to create a large circle. I'm going to hold down my keyboard modifiers. I'm going to hold down Shift to create perfect circles. And I'm going to press and hold down Option on a Mac or Alt on a PC. So this creates a center. So I want to make this shape nice and large. Let me go ahead and get rid of the colors that I have. I'm just going to go ahead and click on this little button right here, or press D for default to give me the default white and black. And I already have this shape right here. I want to make use of some of my edit, copy, edit, paste. So with this shape already selected, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to edit, copy. And I'm not going to do the edit, paste. I'm going to tell it to paste in front. What this does, before I actually do this, let me go ahead and expand the contents of layer 2. I'm going to go ahead and say edit, paste in front. It pastes this shape on top of layer wise of the previous shape. Uh, what I want to do, I want to scale this one down. So keyboard modifiers, hold down Shift, hold down Alt on a Mac, I'm sorry, on a PC, and Option on a Mac. And I'm going to scale this down. You decide how much you want to make this smaller. I'm going to go say, for example, right here, let go of your mouse button first before you let go of your keyboard modifiers. And I'm going to go ahead and deselect. Keyboard shortcut. There is a deselect. On a Mac, it's Command Shift A. On a PC, it's probably Control Shift A. So I want to deselect. So this is now deselected. I'm going to now switch to my rectangle tool. Now I do have Smart Guides turned on under View Smart Guides. Down here, I want to make sure that I have smart guides, because if I move my cursor towards the center, notice that it says center. I'm going to press and hold down Option on my Mac, Alt on my PC. I'm going to click and drag. This allows me to create a shape, a rectangle that I want to make it larger than my shape, because I want this one to go straight down the center. As such, I'm going to let go of the mouse button first before I let go of my keyboard shortcut. And now what I want to do is I'm going to make a copy of this. I'm going to paste it in front, but then I'm going to rotate it. So I'm just going to go ahead and select. It's already selected. I could always switch to my selection tool and just click on it just so you can see. I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to copy, edit, paste in front. Layer wise, it already pastes it right on top. But this time what I want to do, notice how we have this little center. This is the placement of where it's going to rotate from. So if I click and drag this, if I want to be exact, I'm going to hold down Shift, and I know that I want this one to be at 315 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one again. I already copied it, so I don't need to necessarily go to Edit Copy, but I can. I'm just going to go ahead and tell it to paste in front. And this time I'm going to rotate this one. I'm going to hold down Shift, and this is at 45 degrees. And these are the basic building blocks I need to be able to create my shape. So what I'm going to do now is I now need to select all of these different shapes together. I'm using my marquee. I'm using my selection tool, making a marquee selection. Anything within the selection is going to be selected. What I want to do is now we're going to use the shape builder tool. And with the shape builder tool, this allows you to interactively manipulate overlapping shapes. For example, I know that I do not want these pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and click on them. I'll delete them later. I know that I want these area right here to be one piece. I'm going to click and drag over them. The same over here. Now what I want is in the center. All these pieces should be one. So I'm going to go ahead and just go over them together so that they're all highlighted. So this is now one shape. For these, I want these to be one shape, so I'm going to go around to select them. And now what I want these two to be selected. Now they're selected. Now what I could do, now that I have all these pieces, I'm going to go ahead and switch back to my selection tool. Everything's selected. We could use our keyboard shortcut, Command Shift A on a Mac or Control Shift A on a PC. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on, excuse me, click on these pieces that I do not want to keep and press delete. If I still want these to be able to color them, I could leave them there. Otherwise, if I want these to be transparent, I could click on them and just select delete. There you go. So now those are separated as well. And now what I could do when I click on my shape, I could change the stroke and the fill color. So say for example, this one I want to go ahead and maybe I want it to be yellow for the fill. For the stroke, maybe I want this to be this magenta. I'm going to increase the stroke value so I could really see it so it stands out. And just like that, I was able to create a more complex shape from uh, just a series of simple shapes. So one of the things that I want you to do is try to think creatively. If you're trying to create a complex shape, is it possible to be able to create it from smaller base shapes, depending on the complexity of the shape that you're trying to create? So I want you to think creatively. Think about if there's a way that you could create a shape from simpler shapes using a series of overlapping shapes. You could always overlap them as well to create different series of shapes. So definitely make use of your creativity, ingenuity of trying to figure out how to use these tools. So this is just a quick demonstration on how you could use some of the tools that we've been going over, the shape tools and the shape builder tool, to create something that's more complex. So I look forward to seeing what you're doing. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a great day.